Shemai GTA chums, we're going to be looking at the Stromberg today. Some people say this is an outdated car, but it isn't. It's a good car. It's worth considering, but only for a certain class of people, and those are people with class, because this is based on a Lotus Espirit, the original from the Bond film that went underwater, so it also goes underwater, as I'll hopefully get to show you later. But first we are going to be customizing it to the maximum and making sure that we do this car justice. Now, as you can tell outside, there's a fair bit of snow, so we've got our snow tyres on, so that is very good. We're going to do a bit of a customization job, though. Let's see. So all the brakes and engine, it's all done to the max. I don't need to worry about that. You'll need to do that, of course. Plate, on the other hand, is not black, so let's put a black plate on. What is that? It respray, I think. One of the niggles I have with this car is the notice the black kind of colour at the front there, so that black jeb end there. So we're going to go with a classic kind of colour today, and I'm thinking going for a snow colour. So I think there's an ice blue or something like that. What's the name of that blue? That ice colour blue one. The original was white. Diamond blue, that's the one. £8 grand. Wow, that's quite expensive. Secondary colour, I assume I'm going to be boring and go for grey, but you're kind of limited by this front end. Maybe I should even keep it as being a black. Let's just have a look and see what we've got. I quite fancy the idea of an orange, a tangerine colour. That kind of looks good. I like that. It's a reversal. So sunrise orange or bright orange. I think sunrise is the one to go for. Kind of out of the box for sure. It gives you a little bit of camouflage in a way. Transmission is done. Turbo wheels. We're already at the wheels. So wheel type is off-road. I think we've got the best rims on here. And the reason why I've gone off-road is because it's a classic sports car, isn't it? So it can tend to jiggle a fair bit. So I got the all-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive. I've got the off-road rims. Tyres, you could get rid of the tyre design to make it more classic, I suppose. Let's do that. Tyre smoke as well. We've got orange, so that goes with the theme. Windows, you want limo windows. Let's have a look at the non-limos. The internal is very, well, quite dirty. It's all right, actually. It's not that bad. And that is it. Oh, don't forget with the wheels, go for your tyre enhancements, bulletproofs. You're going to need those. That's it, done, complete. Now we're going to take it for a drive and talk about performance, which is pretty good actually. And weaponised vehicle-wise, it's pretty decent. So it's nice for driving around, as I will now show, in the snow. Rear-wheel drive, but as it's a mighty fine Lotus Esprit. This is the original Lotus Esprit. The Ardent is that a Mark III? I can't remember. But the Ardent is a different Lotus Esprit. This is the original. So for that reason, you might want to buy it. 1.6 million though. Did I show you it on discount? I can't even remember now. I'm so lost in time. Let's have a look at the Warstock Casting Crowd. This is one of your last chances to buy it as well, if you're going to buy it. But for 1.6 million, I think you'll agree it's not a bad price. 2.4 million normally, and I think 3.6 million is the Toreador, which is the replacement now, wherever the hell that is. I don't know. Anyway, the Toreador is a different vehicle, slightly different, but it has the same theme to it. So it's got the guns on it, weaponization-wise, but it's also got the missiles. The difference being, I think the Toreador has unlimited missiles unless they fix that. It wasn't supposed to have unlimited. This one has 30 missiles, but you pretty much have unlimited. 30 is pretty much unlimited, I've got to be honest. I rarely run out of missiles. I normally get blowed up before I run out of missiles. I'm not in a group session here, so it's only the police we have to contend with. And I suppose there's less windows than the Toreador, but there's still probably a similar potential of getting shot out of this thing, because someone with a minigun, that's going to be the way they do it. But very nice car, very nice looking car as well. Can we get rid of those missiles? So we turn the, there we go. Lights as well. They're not the flip-up lights, but they're good enough. I like the rear lights, they're a bit more Ferrari-esque to me, but very nice looking car. Internal-wise, let's have a look at that. So it looks alright, it's not bad. I'd like to be able to customise something in there, but you can't, but it's alright. Let's do some shooting off. Okay, machine gun is not too bad there, not too shabby. As a backup weapon really, primarily. I'd be wanting to use my missiles, but this is decent enough. Get out of the way, chum. Let's go back to the old missiles again, because we want to get the police out, just to show you some of the bulletproofing. Now, the reason why the Toreador is a better weaponized vehicle. It's because it's got unlimited missiles. And what was the other thing? It also, if you look at the minimap, this will show up as a weaponized vehicle, whereas a Toreador shows up as a standard vehicle. So people won't know if you're sneaking up on them in a Toreador rather than, rather than a normal spammy kind of car. So for that reason, the Toreador is better. It's also got unlimited missiles. What other reasons? It's got a boost as well, so it's faster. But I think performance-wise, I do prefer driving this one. But they're both, 70s kind of cars, so they're not going to give the best performance speed-wise without the boost for the Toreador. Come on, chum. There we go. But missiles on both cars are pretty similar performance-wise. You're going to blow up a Mark II oppressor. This can take a number of missiles from a Mark II. It's either, I think it can take probably 2, but I think 3 Mark II missiles and it's gone. So, it's not too bad. It's beginning to smoke a bit. What have I been doing there? Is that smoking? It is. I've obviously been blowing up the missiles a bit too close to home for comfort. What else have we got on the Toreador that's a bit different? Oh, 4-seater as well. You can put 4 chums in there, but I never have 4 chums in any of those cars, gotta be honest. Well, never, rarely. I mean, it's not never, never. I'll show you the underwater business, shall I, with this car. I think you press H, so whatever your button is for underwater car. I'm not counting the missiles, but it's got 30 missiles in the loadout. Actually, I should show you, where are the police? I'll show you the lack of bulletproofing on the windows, just for completion's sake. But it drives nicely. I like the way it drives. I would buy it just for the classic car kind of thing that it's got going for it, because you can't get this car any other way. There we go. You see, no bulletproof windows. Actually, let's blow up the windows, see if we sink. I mean, that's got to be a shattered window on the side there. See you, chum. We'll see if it goes underwater or whether it sinks. That's something I can't remember off the top of my head. But you kind of press H as soon as you get in the... Whatever the button is for high beam, as soon as you get in the water, and it'll convert to underwater mode. So hopefully it doesn't sink. H, there we go. Alright, nice. So the Toreador is the fastest underwater submersible because it has the boost. We've no boost here, but we have got... what's that? Press to use vehicle weapons when in... What? Hey? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, because you've got missiles here. These are actually not missiles. They are torpedoes, but they still work on helicopters. I think you can shoot them out, but it's quite difficult if they're not lined up. I think you can shoot them out. Come on, chum. Got any lock-ons? No, we've not. We need them in a better position. So that is it. It's the Bond car. Basically, you're buying this because it's the Bond car, and oh, sorry about that. It's just kind of run out of puff. So you're buying this because it's the Bond car, and because you like the original Lotus Espirit. Those are the reasons why you're going to purchase it, really, and slightly for weaponization as well. So you can drive it around in session quite safely, just like the Toreador. So you could have both of them. If you wanted, and that's what I've done. The other benefit of the Toreador is you can keep it in the Kazaka, so it does not take up a garage space on the Toreador if you've got the Kazaka. So yeah, it's superior for many reasons, but they're both quite similar performance-wise if you ignore the speed boost. And in the snow it might be a bit tricky to avoid the oppressors as well on both of the cars, but I think it's worthwhile purchasing for 1.6 million discount. Definitely worthwhile considering for all those reasons. Anyway, that's all I wanted to do. That's probably the other one that I've not covered this week that you might want to consider. Basically for people who have the Toreador, or they want a cheap version of the Toreador. That's the way you could consider it. Toreador 3.6 million. This is 2 million less. So bear that in mind when you're thinking of whether to buy this or whether to wait for the Toreador. It's all up to you guys. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day if you're playing GTA. And this is probably one of our last days of snow. The snow will be gone. I had other snow videos I wanted to do, but I just don't have time to fit them in now. Family, friends and all that business does not leave a lot of time for these kind of videos. So I've tried to do the essentials for you guys to make sure you're best prepared as best as possible. So I hope my videos over the season have been useful. There'll be another change of discount day on Thursday, so we'll get some more videos and see what occurs there, and see if anything new pops out with the drip feed in the future. But have a great new year, and rest of the festive season, eating your leftovers from Christmas dinner. I hope you're having a most excellent time. But thank you very much for tuning in, and have a most excellent time. That's all I wanted to say. That's it. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye bye.